What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bitcoin Ordinals Banter. I'm Chris, joined by this awesome panel tonight. This show is brought to you by Ninja Alerts, who we just launched our Ordinals tracker, which you just saw on that first screen. Hopefully, I timed it right. That was a little weird, but we're gonna time it even better next time. We're actually taking a snapshot for the top 300 on our list in just a few days to be able to mint a custom Ninja. So on the show, you can expect the latest talk and innovations happening on Bitcoin Ordinals, mixed in with a little bit of banter. With all that being said, I would like to go ahead and pass it to my panel tonight. We've been working on this really hard around what you just saw, around the tracker, around Ninja Alerts and everything. So we hired a special ghostwriter just to be able to write the next session for us. So that next session, I already got this programmed in here. We need to build it up a little bit. Get that wrong button. Get that little drum roll going. This next session is called What's Up? We're just going to go around the room and ask you what's up. How's it going today? So, Eli, you smiling. You can start us off.
What's up? Yeah, What's Up is really revolutionary as a segment. I'm glad that you've paid someone and hired someone to come up with it. It's impressive. What's up? Yeah, I've had a huge week. My own personal, as you know, I've got the top on. I work as head of growth, head of community growth at Gamma. So we've just had a new intake of partner artists for the next month. Billy's one of our partner artists, actually. So I'm sure he could comment on that. He's done super well, particularly with that last drop, which was it a GIF? It was a GIF, right?
It was a recursive piece.
Piece, yeah.
Like stop motion, recursively sourcing for inscriptions, yeah.
It was super dope, and that did really well. So yeah, we just had a new intake. We had, how it works, it's a cool process. We have an in-house curator, so we had a huge amount. We had like 200 applications. This month we're only accepting 10. We ended up accepting 13 because the way it worked, we thought 13, nice spooky number coming up to Halloween. But the way it worked was once we shortlist it, we then actually decentralize it and let the partner artists who are already in the program get to vote. And so they get to vote having the, through this system, and they help then sort of shortlist the shortlist down to who's next. So that happened, and the voting was so close that we couldn't, essentially it was too hard to do 10. So it ended up being 13, which worked well for Halloween. So very excited, some amazing talents. I won't name them, because I don't want to not name all of them. But, for example, like Aoife O'Brien, who's done some amazing stuff on Super Rare and 8th Project, and just, a bunch of talent. Laws.eth, who just had that amazing drop with his acid pepes, etc. on ETH. So, really great stuff. Loving seeing the quality of talent come across to Bitcoin. Like it is the home for art. So, really driving that at Gamma, which is awesome. And then my own personal project, which was kind of, it's funny, Trevor and I go a long way back. I won't go too quickly into it now, but I've got my own personal project, and we have rebranded. We're called the Pandemonium. And we've just we're about halfway through our mint. We had a mint start last week, which is amazing art done by the artist, who's somebody that goes back quite far with Trevor and I in our Stacks days, who's also good friends with Boozy, who is doing the Ninja Alerts art. So, lots of amazing people have come out of that ecosystem. So yeah, really dope art. And then next week we're dropping our premium version of the Audi Gallery for holders. So that's going to be, you're blocked by your Ninja, but it suits you.
I was just going to show off the art while you're mentioning it.
I know. So that's going to be, that's Boozy. So that's going to be awesome. Really cool. We put out a free basic version of the Audi Gallery in May. Can't believe it was all the way back then, which people have been enjoying. But yeah, the premium one's going to have a lot, more features. It's Elizabeth. And it's tied to holding one of our ordinals. So it's been going well. People have been loving it, and it's super affordable at $40 plus fees. So excited. It's been a big week. Yeah. Appreciate it. That is What's Up.
What's up, Elizabeth? Welcome to the panel. We're just doing a session to where we go around the room and say what's up. So you just joined. You can tell us what's up.
What's up, guys? GM from Los Angeles, West Coast.
Nice.
Yo, and it is GM here. It actually is my morning. So GM Elizabeth.
Nice. Yeah, technically afternoon here, but hey, it's GM anywhere, right? Anywhere, everywhere.
I don't want to say this wrong, but did you go to a Taproot party at Bitcoin Amsterdam recently? Or was that you or somebody else on my profile?
She got an honorary.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure on it. So you got an honorary Taproot?
Well, it's not an honorary Taproot, but I wish I was that cool, but I did win one. I won. It was a costume contest that happened months ago during NFT NYC, and yeah, I guess I was a lucky winner. I really did put a lot of effort into my costume, though. I bought I bought like little gloves. A choker. I had like a super heavy beard. I think it's a Santa Claus beard, but it was like a $40 big beard. So I was like, I wasn't sure if I had to be like a male wizard or I could be a witch. So I brought a beard just in case. I went all out and I got it.
That's amazing. I love that. We were just talking about on the show Tuesday how like we all grinded for the videos like back in like February and March, like right when Ordinals started really popping, and win Taproots, UD, win Taproots.
For real. Wait, so I think I saw that they had a call to action for another video, like they said, take another shower. Are people taking another shower right now?
I don't think so.
No, I think Udi was saying taking the showers kicked off the bull run, so take another shower to double down. I think that's what he was saying.
Okay, I wasn't sure if this was like a call to action of like, let's keep showering. I mean, should be showering.
I think Elizabeth was trying to win another costume contest
Yeah.
in Amsterdam because she kind of had a pretty sick outfit there too. I was like, damn, hold on, you got one wizard. Just pump the brakes a little bit. Let us catch up.
I let Jan borrow my beard for that night. So
Jan does need some facial hair to keep up with Trevor. But hats off, Elizabeth, on everything you've been doing and succeeding with at Xverse as well. As you know, like we chatted last week, and Xverse was so easy to integrate into our mint. Like it's so amazing to see the innovation and everything that means you can do all of this stuff and use all of the, all of these products, these companies like, Xverse, etc., the Gamma API and whatnot, to build out these really like sleek UXs and UIs for people. To think back to January, February. For those who remember, I know you would, Billy and Trevor, but of course, Elizabeth, to think, people were trading on spreadsheets and trying to figure out how to use their Sparrow wallets if they've never had one before. And now you can just, click, mint, do things like that, just as simple as you could. And people were used to on ETH. It's, onwards and upwards. And then with, the Ninja Alerts tool that's coming, or that's just come out, that the more the merrier. It just enhances and improves and makes it way more attractive for people. So anyway, circling back, good stuff at Xverse, killing it.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that earlier this year, there was not a Bitcoin wallet connecting from a web browser to an app and signing transactions. That did not exist.
I know.
It's just wild to think that didn't exist. I mean, it exists. We were doing that on the L2 with Stacks, but
yeah,
on chain, like just wild. And also kind of exciting tidbit to share here. We saw that last month in September, our Sats Connect API that we pioneered had over 14,000 downloads, weekly downloads. So people are building, like people are, Ordinals are not dead. People are heads down. Maybe there's like less transactions and volume happening right now, but people are building. So it's really exciting to see that. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to empower the builders, more interesting applications, the more users. So, we're not just thinking about user end right now. We're really thinking about how do we support the builders in this space and help them do what they do best.
Yeah, well, it was super dope. Like our engineers on my team found it super easy to implement. Docs were great. So it just shows, onwards and upwards with more of that stuff. So yeah, great stuff.
Okay, I love what you guys are doing at Xverse. Billy, you were the first one in here, man. I haven't got to you yet on the what's up section. So we have a little bit of everything. We have artists, we have we have our teams, we have wallets. So what are you working on?
Yeah, man, it's been a busy week. I kicked it off by running DZ's sat hunting automated script, and I've just been subsequently getting locked out of every single centralized exchange out there. And it's just like on support with their staff, like for hours and hours, and just so that's an interesting development. Just creating art. I'm working on this project that's leveraging all 13.6 gigabytes that's been inscribed on Bitcoin that I'm super excited about. Working with Ordinals bot on that, so getting that fired up. fell into a rabbit hole last night, and I really didn't want to, but I found myself grinding to get on the Pizza Ninjas whitelist. Your boy got to like rank 150. You just gotta like dig in and just
go.
Tell Trevor why you did it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do it for Tio. I did it for Boozy. So no, I do appreciate the technical prowess of the project. Like Trevor and I were grabbing a burger, talking about it in Amsterdam, and I talked to Brian from Ordinals about it as well. And it's just really cool the way they're doing it. I won't spoil it, but it's a special project. Wanted to be part of it. Wanted to get something a little bit more custom that I could keep. I'll still buy some off the floor and flip those, do my thing. But
There won't be no floor, bro. There's no listings.
the
Floor
floor
will be just super lava.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like there's so many cool things going on. I feel like I have a million ideas per week, and I just have to kind of decide, when something comes to the top of my list, when I'm just like setting aside other things and you're just so passionate about it, you just start like canceling like IRL activities to work on it. That's when I know it's special, and I should just kind of like double down on that and prioritize that. But yeah, I'm excited to get the sat hunting back up. I've been on hold with Coinbase for like 96 hours. It's pretty painful, man. The FOMO is real. The time is nigh.
Are there any exchanges that like haven't locked your account yet, or?
Binance US, because the limits, they're in such a precarious position that they can't they can't bump anyone's limits up. So I do 5 transactions there and I'm done for the day. So it's like,
oh, but what about the others? Are they like
Coinbase Exchange, you can get up to like 50 million a day, but a buddy just they got shut down today and they can't get back in their account. So it's like, I feel like these exchanges, they don't really see, it's probably not worth it for them to change their like automated security models just for this like niche case of like, why are these idiots, sending $1 billion back and forth, on an account that has 200 grand or something like, so I don't see that changing, but it's an interesting dynamic though, because there is a max of how much you can pan per day. So if that is any kind of indication on like, just, it's not like you can just sat pan all day, every day.
Have you found that obviously exchanges take their fees as well, that you're having the success required to keep above the fees that you'd be paying moving back and forth with what you're, I guess what you're kind of executing on?
Yeah, I feel like Binance should open the floodgates because they charge $11 per withdrawal to Coinbase's 50 cents. So if you did 100 withdrawals a day, that's $1,000 in their pocket, right?
Yeah.
Why not make it 500 withdrawals a day? But I think a lot of exchanges, especially post FTX, they're just not willing to garner or like draw attention from the SEC or other regulatory agencies over some people risking a large amount to find like an uncommon or something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of FTX though, I heard he took the stand today. I'm excited to listen to the Unchained episode and hear the breakdown. That dude's gonna get life. I mean, it's crazy. He's an absolute arrogant narcissist. It's wild. Have you guys been keeping up with the case at all?
My favorite post today that I saw on it was basically, what kind of responses did you expect him to give? This dude literally was like originally caught, and his first post was what? Like the infamous when he just did one and like the
one what?
Like what'd you expect him to say?
So he told Caroline.
Yeah.
He told her that he wanted to become president one day, just to give you an idea of like where his ego was at. Yeah, he wanted to be president of the United States. It's just pretty crazy. I've been following along with the case, and it's like it's fraud from the get-go. Like he knew exactly what he was doing. But anyways, I think it's pretty interesting that like the stock market is crashing and Bitcoin is up 12% on the day that, whatever happens in the criminal trial of FTX, it seems like the communities or the industry is kind of moving on from that, saying like that was an isolated event. Things are going to be different going forward. There's a lot more friction, and I think it's going to be ultimately a positive.
Yeah, it's curious actually, because normally it's the first time where there's been an obvious decoupling between movement of traditional stocks and Bitcoin. They typically move together, which is an interesting sign of the times. Yeah.
Especially like the US dollar, like the DXY. Yeah. I mean, to see Bitcoin going up alongside the Dixie, I mean, this is a powerful trend. In the last bull cycle, it was pretty much GBTC just spot buying Bitcoin the entire time. That it turned out that was like just the kind of the floor that was just kind of slowly. So who knows? Maybe there could be a similar dynamic in play. But
I want to make one comment, and I do want to move on to Witters because we haven't got to her what's up yet. I just got back this week from a financial content creators conference where like people come from all over to like learn how like on financial content. And there's actually a lot of like very like credible people. Like there's a lot of financial advisors, tax advisors, like real estate agents, like everyone in the financial field there. And pretty much every conversation I had around Bitcoin was like leading to like it being a scam or it failing because of FTX. So it just showed me though, like these are very like financially literate people. Like these aren't like random people that don't really care about finances that you meet at a coffee shop. Like these are like their careers are around finance, and they're the ones saying like, oh, well, obviously like that's risky because look what happened with FTX. The like fundamental misunderstanding of like what Bitcoin is, and it's the exact opposite to solve the problem that FTX created. But I thought that was like super interesting, and one big takeaway from the conference for me. Witters, haven't got around to you yet. One, what's up? Two, it's kind of cool to see people like walk in the background behind you. Are you like in a pretty popular area or?
Yeah, so my gallery's like on the main strip, but
okay.
So sorry if that is a distraction.
No. It's just
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a rare effect that you don't get often.
Yeah. So well, okay. I just want to go back to what Billy was saying about SBF getting life. I think that he's so deep state that like he's going to get, like. What somebody said it today. It's a Martha Stewart like prison, and it'll be like max 12 years. Like I would be just like absolutely shocked if it was above 12 years.
It depends if they have to give the donations he made back or not, I think.
Yes. Well, and he could make it all back in one trade as well. So,
the good thing is that all the customers, it's very likely that they're going to be made whole with the balance sheet. If it used to be 4 billion, it's probably up 2 or 3 billion at least at this point. And then they had that $200 million investment in that AI startup that Amazon just put 4 billion into at a massive valuation. So it's nice that the customers are going to be made whole. But where's your gallery? It's just like in town, over town.
Yeah. There's like 1,200 people that live that's the population, and they all hang out on this like one little. I mean, it's not even 2 blocks. It's like it's super small, and I have I've got a front row seat. But like just. The things that I've been doing is painting. So it's not a whole lot different from, last week. I I ran and just like changed clothes real quick and washed my face before, because I had like speckles. I'm not flipping you off, but I'm showing you my finger.
Is it broken? It looks broken.
No, I was painting with purple. So.
Okay.
I was speckled with all kinds of colors. But yeah, so I've been kind of.
Can you show us what we're painting, or is it not near you?
It's a wall. So I can pack you up and we can drive there if you want. But
No, we'll save you. We'll save you that. Just last week we had that live, the live, work in progress behind you. That's all.
yeah, nothing inside. If it's pretty, I'm trying to be outside. That's the best way to paint. Watching paint dry inside is like, no.
I'm just shocked you're not like in New York, like just seeing people like casually walk by at a pretty good pace. But being in a town of 1,200 and having that, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, like that's like your hometown, like in a movie, like type of thing, to where like you're in a small town, but there's actually people like doing stuff. Usually if your town's 1,200, nobody sees each other.
No, 100%. And two, like, it's very like a homesteady kind of community. So everybody, like, there's a butcher shop across the street. There's like all of these like very useful shops, and like people enjoy hanging out with one another here. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing. And most of them are all just like related. So
I love it. Absolutely love it.
I'm in the country and nobody cares about Bitcoin, crypto, ordinals, art, anything. And my neighbor's like, I don't know, half a mile away.
Where, like, what part of where you at? Like, ish?
I'm an hour north of Seattle on Whidbey Island.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You have to take a ferry to get there. It's
Okay.
pretty
That's
dope.
basically Canada, isn't it?
I mean, we're close to Canada, but yeah, you could get there.
That's awesome.
Fast.
I've been to Seattle once, and it was like the coldest I've ever been in my life because I didn't pack right, and it was like in January.
So get this, right? I've heard that Seattle's like always raining, always cold. And when I was in the States, when I finally met up with the team on our team offsite, because I actually had been working at Gamma for 18 months and hadn't met them in person. So it's probably 2 months ago now, whenever 6 to 8 weeks ago. And we spent the first few days in Seattle, and we had like beautiful sunshine. Like, I don't know what this is in Fahrenheit, but it would have been like 23, 24 degrees Celsius. So I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit. But we had like amazing sunshine for 3 days, and supposedly that never happens in Seattle. So
dude, look at how sunny it is right here.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a little cold, but toughen up. All right, Tio, what's up?
I gotta ask you, Trevor, how's it feel just to be able to just like chill and not like have to like
looking relaxed,
because you run like
he looks very relaxed.
So many shows throughout the week.
Are you petting a cat? Like,
also, what's up, Rocky?
This is great. No, I'm enjoying it. So I mean, obviously we launched our Ordinals portfolio tracker yesterday. That's been a long time in the works, so super excited about that. And we're getting ready for the first snapshot for the pre-sale. So the top 100 is going to be this weekend, and then top 200 the weekend after, and top 300 the week after. So it's important to clarify, this is separate from the allow list. This is the pre-sale. So this pre-sale is based on the leaderboard that we have on the Ninja Alerts website. Billy, I'm impressed to hear that you got to spot 150. Do you sign up yesterday, or when did you sign up?
Yeah, I mean, I just got involved yesterday.
You probably shot past me and you just signed up yesterday. That hurts.
The FOMO got to me. I even ventured over to the Ethereum blockchain to pick up a couple lifetime passes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, did you? Oh yeah. I think there was like 4 listed yesterday or 6 listed yesterday total. Like out of we have like 1,500 for those. There's 1,500 for the ninjas total.
So what's this? You said the snapshot for like the first 100. What's that about?
Yeah. So basically the pre-sale, like what we're doing with it is we're everyone who wins a spot in the pre-sale, they get to mint before everybody else, and they get to customize their ninja. So we have like something that we're going to send to everybody if they win, and they get to like specify what traits they're interested in. And then we actually have it's like myself, Boozy, we have the artist, and I think there's a total of 5 artists plus myself who are all going to look at the requests and pick them out. And then it doesn't guarantee that you get a grail. You can't just be I want the gold one, you know what I'm saying? But maybe a couple people will get a gold one here or there, depending on the it's going to be equal, equal to the overall allocation, but we'll put a few in there for people who made sick videos during the pizza competition, video competition. But it's just like helping people to get the traits that they want, because you know, like whenever you launch a project, like what's super important is the initial distribution. And like if you like, the worst thing can happen to somebody, especially like if you do a pre-sale, is like nobody gets what they want, and then everybody's like flooring it, trying to find what they want. Like our goal is like so that everybody gets one that they want, and we also picked like all the people who care about the project, as opposed to people who are just like farming or like botting or like just like want to flip it. And if we can achieve that with like the first 300, I think that will set like a very compelling floor for the project. And then the main sale, like the price isn't going to be like very different. Like that's not the point of it, but like, you know, we're in a tough market. Like we're hitting this as hard as we can to get the right momentum going towards the mint. So doing this pre-sale to like dude, even when I like, for me, I was like the pre-sale's 0.02, right? And I was like, it's like across a 0.01 deposit. Dude, for me, I feel like that's like super cheap. Like for me, I'm like, I feel like I tried to pick a price where I was like I feel like this is too low. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not someone who's like, I like to think I'm not that arrogant, you know, like in terms
Bro,
of like,
it was a lot lower last week. Let's just put it that way.
it's true. It's true. You know, I like to think I'm not that arrogant because I have like failed and been humbled by, you know, previous business ventures, and I've done other, you know, we did the Ethereum sale, which was really successful before. So, you know, like I think that's a good way to like price your collection, is like at a price where like you can barely just like live with giving it away. But of course, dude, if you try to charge a dollar in this space, people are going to try to FUD you. So, you know, there's like a ton of like FUD, like, oh, are you
That's so
sure?
true.
Are you sure about this in this market? And, you know, this 0.02 price, it's like,
Doesn't sound like you guys have any hard costs from looking into like, you know, what's being created.
yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah, there's no work in the background at all. So
we're not building like software or like, you know, like there's,
Trevor,
yeah.
we got FUD at Birds of a Feather for the Pandemonium for $40
$40
plus fees. I'm like, come on, and it hasn't minted out yet. It will. I'm not stressed, but like
Yeah.
we're building like a premium audio gallery. Like it's kind of crazy. So you're right, $600, $40, $10 free mint. I've seen people FUD free mints. They're like, why am I paying these Bitcoin fees? You're like,
look
man.
at OXBT, and I just want to point out, I don't know if you guys met Rocky in Amsterdam, but he says he's number 14
Yeah,
on
Rocky's
the
Rocky's
leaderboard. Oh
Yeah,
my
he's in
God.
the
Love
YouTube
Rocky,
chat
bro.
right now, which we can put up
Rocky's
here on
killing
screen.
it. Rocky's killing it in the YouTube
He is
chat.
bullish on Ordinals, and I love it. Got to meet him. Love his energy.
Heck yeah.
That's
I
what you want.
love Rocky. Rocky is a vibe, just in general. So shout out to Rocky. Rocky. A name so good you have to say it twice.
Rocky.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm obviously super excited about our mint and our custom PFPs as well, and like seeing everything that's been built out.
So I mean, it's gonna be like a lot of work. Like I'm like we're have like I said, like 6 different artists and me like ready to snapshot Saturday for top 100. We send out we're removing all the bots and stuff like that right now. Send it out to everybody. They send us back the information within 48 hours, and then we have like done 100 custom ones in 48 hours after that. And the deposit is due like Friday 11:55 p.m. So it's all like 48 hours. They feel like within 3 hours we send it out. Within 48 hours they send it back. 48 hours we send them back like 100 different ones, and then 48 hours they have to do the deposit, and then it's the next snapshot, and that's the next 3 weeks for the top 300. So it's definitely going to be pretty busy and pretty fast paced. And yeah, like I hope that everybody gets one that they love and that they're excited with. And let's bring back the excitement to Ordinals. Like I think like the more like great projects that mint, like I think we bottomed out for NFTs. I'm curious what you guys think, but it seems like everything's going to be picking back up. This week seems like a very positive week. Like I think a lot of the farmers on Blur, for example, kind of like left because like they realized that they were in the red by like $30 million or something. The airdrop was like 50 million, and they were 70 to 80 million losses. So I think that like kind of helped the market time to recover. We're seeing like NFTs pick back up, some more excitement. Still a long ways to go, but as I'm watching, like there's like a little counter on Ninja Alerts that shows like the volume compared to like a week ago, and like last few days, like every time it's like compared to 7 days ago, it's like all green. So I'm starting to see the market get a little more excited, and yeah.
I was looking at Crypto Slam, and it looks like for a while, Polygon was always above Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has kind of pushed it out, and it's only like on a 7-day basis, it's at about $5 million, and then the next highest is Solana at $7 million. So that's pretty impressive for not having a pulse. I mean, I gotta say.
Yeah, and I think we've had some big OTC deals too. Like I think I'm not sure
The
about
rocks.
the Ord rocks are all like OTC deals, right? Like,
Yeah, and the Rip Cage collection as well.
yeah, so that's like last few days, like several $100,000 in volume. That's not kind of there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good to see. I saw you tweet that, Billy. I like it.
Yeah, people have been selling my keys on alpha, so I've been trying to leak some alpha, and it's not working. They my keys went from like $30 to $50, and people just started selling them. It's hard not to take it personally, you guys. Okay, I'm not used to this kind of social engineering shit.
Did you try Friend Tech too?
I've never been on FT. No.
Witters, are you on Friend Tech?
No, I think Bongo is pre-post. So I send him pictures of me prior to me posting the pictures of me, and then that's his friend tech. I think he's doing it for other people too. I don't know, man. Like,
Are you sure that's not OnlyFans that you just sent? Send pictures of you before you post them.
No,
Ordinal fans.
I will never capitulate to OnlyFans or friend tech in either order.
Yeah, I stayed off it. Staying away from that stuff. I don't need people buying and selling stuff that's
From
me.
OnlyFans, Brett? Is
Well,
that what you're saying?
if I have,
Brett has
if I
OnlyFans.
have to,
He
if I
looks
have
like
to go
that.
on OnlyFans, I've got to pay the mortgage and I've got kids. If I've got to earn money, then I've got to earn money.
It's true.
That's why I keep that's why I keep fit. You just got to keep the body.
Did you
in
guys
shape
see
just in
the
case.
picture of Brett with his was it your hairy chest or something like that?
My
You're
hairy
like,
chest when I was on the bike. It was my
On a-
proof
on
of
a-
work photo. Yeah.
You're a cycler, right? You do a lot
I
of
am a
cycling.
cyclist. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I can't unsee that photo. That was a lot of hair, Brad.
Good. I wanted to sear that into your minds. That was my one and only thirst trap type post that I put on Twitter.
No,
Do you know this? The backstory for that though, quickly, is that we were on a space, Trevor, with who's that guy? Is it Zero? Is it XERO0? The guy who's all into talking about the algorithm and stuff.
That's Zero.
Yeah. He was talking about the algorithm and what gets traction and whatnot. And then later that afternoon, I was on the bike and I'm like, I'm just going to test it out. And then it did. It got a lot of interactions. It's so funny how it works.
Why do you think Jan posts when he's at the gym all the time? Flexing?
Jan is like muscle shot every day.
Biggest biceps in Ordinals.
Jan wants more physical fitness posting in general in Ordinals. It's endearing.
Look at us on this panel. Ordinals is full of good looking people. So
Yeah, but Jan wouldn't even let me go to the gym. He's like,
wouldn't.
No, I no distractions. I can't afford to help you figure out how these weights work and everything. He's like laser-eyed focus, on his.
He's a laser-eyed weight
focus. I like that. That was a very intelligent insult.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was. We were on our company offsite. I was like, yeah, Jan, let's do team bonding. Let's go to the gym. He's like, no, I need to focus. I have to do my gym time. And I was like, okay.
Are you jealous that he worked out with Danny Yang in LA?
Yes, I saw that. I was like, we gotta do a company, gym hour or something. But
I think he was intimidated. He probably thought you were gonna come with this, amazing outfit.
Totally. I mean, look at these guys.
Taproot Wizards outfit, and he just
the beard on as well.
There's Danny can over 20 pull-ups.
You can.
I can't.
What's that, Trevor?
I can't do 20 pull-ups. I can do 13 pull-ups. But Danny did over 20 pull-ups. Have you seen Danny? He's very tall. He's very lanky.
Yeah, it was impressive.
I don't even know if I could hang for a solid minute. I don't even know if I can make it. but we'll see. We'll see.
I haven't met Jan in person yet. Like, obviously know him from the space, and we've had calls. Supposedly he is a big boy. Like,
He is. It's unexpected because when I met him in person, he still had his Moonbird PFP, and I don't know why it translated in my head just like this is going to be a small guy because he's got a small PFP. Like for some reason, that's like I don't know. I always just pictured him as this talking Moonbird.
You guys know the joke? Do you guys know the joke in Amsterdam?
No.
So Elock and Neuro, who like they're the cypherpunks projects, are in Ordinals.
Here we go.
Elock is a contributor to Ord as well. He's a really talented developer. He built the Ord package manager, which is like a JavaScript library to like manage Ord with JavaScript tooling, which is dope. And apparently, like, you know, when Jan met Beeple, he like posted that picture of him and Beeple in Korea and like pinned to his profile. Elock thought that Beeple, like, there's like Jan, he's like a big guy next to Beeple, is like a bit older, and he's like he's average height, whatever. And he thought that Beeple was Jan and Jan was Beeple. And so, and he was on the phone with his partner Neuro in his project, and he was like, "Dude, like, why is Jan so old?" and
Oh my gosh.
and Neuro said that he was like, what is he talking about? And then he like realized that that Elock thought like made the mistake, and he had to like mute himself because he was like laughing so hard. And then he kept it going for 2 weeks. So he was like, he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, you didn't know Jan was like really old? And then he's like, so he's like watching like the Twitter feed, and he'll see like a picture of Beeple, and he thinks it's Jan. And she goes in there and goes, dude, why is Jan in Egypt? and then he's like, dude, did you know Beeple is jacked? Like, he's always at the gym. And then finally in Amsterdam, like Jan was there, and he's coming up to both of them. And Neuro said that he kind of blew it because he could have been like, because he goes up to Jan, he goes, oh, what's up, Jan? But he could have been like, yo, Elock, this is Beeple.
It's funny to hear people call people old. I feel like Mike Winkelman has always been this just kind of like younger dude. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't aged well, but you know, look, man, late 30s, early 40s. It ain't old. It ain't old.
Yeah, no, he's like 40.
I mean, maybe comparatively to some of the younger NFT.
How old is Jan? Like 22?
Jan.
30.
Probably older than that.
I'm just playing. People pull that ageism card on me all the time.
It's hard to tell in this space. Because it like ranges like so much, and then like everybody has like, you know, different PFPs. So
All the same soul age.
Same soul age. Same era of like knowing the tech to some degree and being able to talk about it. So
Same spirit.
I want to circle back around to, we were talking about like a couple of things about correlations in the market, and specifically like we joked around about like how like we are launching our Ninja Alerts Mint, and like the price of Bitcoin went up. Giancarlo, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's more of like an NFT influencer. He made an interesting video today just talking about the correlation between like crypto and NFTs. I'm assuming we don't really have enough data to say like without a doubt this is going to happen, because you know we have like a couple years data for NFTs correlation with the crypto market. But I'm very interested to see how it's going to do next cycle. You know, specifically with Ordinals, because it's like logically, especially from the outside, you would think, oh, if Bitcoin goes up, then like why are people wanting to spend more on Ordinals? But that typically is the way that it worked in 2021, 2022. Like you saw ETH go up a lot, but then you saw punks, you know, go from 10 ETH to 100 ETH. You saw apes go from whatever they were to like 80 ETH, you know. And those are like, you know, extreme examples, but for the most part, ETH went up, NFTs followed, and it did kind of correlate. What do you guys think with Ordinals? Like, are they going to continue? Do you think they're going to correlate? Maybe we don't have enough data. What's your opinion on that?
I think it's going to be the same thing. So like if it's constant, like supply and demand remains the same while Bitcoin price goes up, I do think, you know, the price in Bitcoin will come down, but the nominal value will still stay the same. But if that changes, you know, if demand picks up, it certainly could increase in Bitcoin for sure. And that's just, you kind of saw some of that play out where it's like, you know, let's take OMB, for example. It was going down in Bitcoin, or actually let's take Uncommon Sats, for example. The floor in Bitcoin was going down, but the price in USD was going up. over the past 3 days. And now the floor is higher in nominal value USD, but it's a lower, it's 0.0034 or something like that.
Yeah, I think what we'll see, and I agree with Billy, I think what we'll see is that you'll start to see a spread between the strong projects or the projects where people know the teams and the art is quality, and artists like Billy, etc. I think that they're going to start to be valued more, and I think we're going to see more of a separation of like the quality versus the sort of quantity. Like there'll be almost like I don't want to use the word decoupling. There'll just be like an obvious delineation between who's sticking around and what is quality and what isn't, because I think that if people are willing to hold something on Bitcoin, then they're putting that higher value on it because they're paying Bitcoin for it. And so they're seeing that as like a longer term, perhaps like a longer term store of value. I say longer term, to put any time limit that you want on that. But I think that it will be like potentially less flippy and more kind of like more obvious kind of like change in the projects and the artwork that has value versus doesn't. And then I think we've even seen it. I think we've seen a shift in mentality on what people are willing to spend their Bitcoin on. At the start, it was just like a bit of a rush, and it was like a mania, and people were just looking to get in and get out and get in and get out, which I think, I don't want to say it was like ETH on Bitcoin, but it kind of felt a bit like that. And I think that there's almost like the market's matured a little bit from that point. And so you're still seeing some quality purchases and whatnot, but it's almost like there's a lot more thought behind what people are going to buy. And I think that will continue. And I think, we'll see that the sort of like this, like Darwinism, I think like we'll see the strongest survive and the rest will kind of just fade away, or at least just kind of, not have that sort of same value.
I agree. And so like I look at my OMBs as Bitcoin, right? So like and you're complete, like I agree completely. Like I think just in general, like nobody wants to let go of Bitcoin. It's just so beautiful. You don't want it to go nowhere. But if you like have real conviction in a project and know that is, people are smarter. I'm sorry, I am right next to a bar, so if you hear like ruckus, I apologize. They wilding tonight. So like if you're, have the conviction, of a project, of the artist, or just the art in general, and you're willing to let go of your Bitcoin, that speaks fathom, not only for that project, but for, anything else. And then also, I do think that, so Magic Eden introduced, like for bids, right? And you saw a lot of volume thereafter, because like we value our assets at a much higher price, and then the people that would enjoy owning that asset as well, that may not have that disposable income that you have it listed at. So like that was a super interesting, like I don't know how to describe it, but just seeing the after effects of that. And then the loaning, right? So you could loan your OMB, like, and you're starting to see the same things that was like, I guess like the downfall of ETH. But you also, and I'm not trying to typecast or like make it into like Bitcoiners are so superior, but I feel like the collectors, like within Ordinals, are much more calculated, and what they're investing in, they're not jumping on just anything, because like what you said, they're not going to let go of their Bitcoin for just anything. And so like there's a funnel, and there's like there's a natural filter just because it's Bitcoin. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's a natural filter for projects and investing in those things, or collections, art, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I popped in the Ordinal Punks Discord, super early February, maybe even late January. I can't remember, but it took a while for me to like build up the confidence to even put in the bid on the spreadsheet that I was willing to pay. But yeah, in my mind, I was like, I'm storing value. And I hope those spreadsheets surface because I did have the highest bid, and then someone sold a zombie for less than I had bid, and I was pretty upset. Bitcoin was like $16,000 at the time or something. So 45K versus like 120K, different situation. But yeah, I will say, I feel like a lot of Bitcoiners who aren't into ordinals, they're like, look at all these scammers. They're taking Bitcoin for this asset that no one can tell has value or not. I have to agree with you, Witters. Like, it does seem like I didn't see a lot of flipping. I saw a lot of procurement. Like, people just wanted exposure. Whether that was 0.2 Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin. There's still a lot of things I want. Like, I want sub 1K ordinals. I have some bids out there. Like, I want a rock. I want a loop. They're very expensive. Like, I don't see people like really the flipping mentality where like this deal needs to get done today. I'll sell it under the floor. I see a lot of like, I know how big this can be, and I want to own this for many years, not just like 6 months.
Yeah, I was going to add to that through kind of a more macro lens, the people who are still in this space collecting right now, these are like the diehard fans who are in it. They see the long-term investment, they see the long-term commitment. And so I think that's why they're much more calculated and willing to hold. And then also just being within the Bitcoin chain in general, these are people who are already in that culture of holding.
Yeah, I think if you're like trying to exit an ordinals position now before like the halving, like you're making a huge mistake. I think if anything, like most people are probably accumulating, like Billy said, and they're waiting for the halving, waiting for the next like uptick to see what's going to happen, because that's when everything's going to happen. Is when all the new users come in, when like, even like if you look at like podcasting and like things like this, like all the biggest shows, like they gain all their users in like in the bull market. Like Bankless, they went from like a newsletter with like 0 people to like 100,000 in 2021, and so when all those users come in, I think that's also when people want to participate in the community. People want to show off, they want to flex, they want to be involved in these different communities because they want alpha and access to what's happening. So I think that definitely, like, there's just even not that many collections on ordinals. Like if you think about like on Ethereum, there's like 10K crypto bonds, 10K board up yacht club, 8,888 pudgy penguins. Like there's like all these 10K projects. On ordinals, it's like there's 300 OCM dimensions. There's 500 D gods. There's 2,100 OMBs. Like it doesn't even add up to one 10K project. So I think that like as the word gets out about ordinals and the price go up in Bitcoin is definitely bringing people back into the space and causing people who like basically turned off their crypto Twitter account, like to turn it back on and check what's going on. As those people start to wake up more, like people are going to turn towards ordinals, and that's like the big upside.
Aren't there like 3,000 collections on Bitcoin? That's an insane.
We only pick up all the collections, Magic Eden's API and different marketplace APIs. There's only 3,000. So
Wow.
Yeah,
you'll see like a lot of uncategorized ordinals, which probably some of them are like some stuff actually you would know. Probably some of those are like .sats names that we haven't integrated yet, or .bitmap. But a lot of the stuff in the space is one of ones, right? And there's no like all the collections are done through the marketplace, and there's not like parent child yet. Like that just launched.
And
one other thing. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to add one quick thing. The speed of the network, right? So flippers can't operate in the same scenario as like on Solana. Solana is so fast, like it's ridiculous.
Thank
and so
God.
like, yeah, like you have you have to be prepared for that kind of thing. And I mean, I feel like in the future, like, I'm not a technical person, but I would imagine that it's going to get more expensive, especially in the bull, just how gas is anywhere. Like, if when that influx comes, you're going to have to really delegate your funds in a way that, like, you can't just be spraying and praying, right? So and just hoping that you get, a like 1 out of 3 that actually hits. Like, you have to be methodical about it. And so, yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to add.
I paid an $8 fee on Ethereum today when I bought that Ninja lifetime pass, and even at the high fee rates on Bitcoin, it's like $1.20 or something. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, Bankless Nation is coping hard. You love
Very hard right now.
to see it. It's almost like every post is just trying to divide the cryptosphere in 2 halves, when I feel like we're trying to say, like, I don't know, there's room for everybody. Yeah, it's interesting to see. I feel like people are taking the Bitcoin ETH ratio to heart, but I still see a lot of my artist friends and collector friends on ETH that are just kind of like pretending that ordinals don't exist. And I really want to activate that cohort. I don't know how to do it quite yet. Maybe it takes time. So I try not to be too like polarizing in one direction. I see like some of my posts are just like factual, like, hey, this happened. I'm not drawing conclusions like one thing is better than the other. But it is really interesting because I feel like so much value has been built on Ethereum, and so much cultural relevance and just really cool art. And if you tell someone like, hey, that is not gonna last forever, like, that's a hard pill to swallow. And you can't really do it that way. It has to be kind of a more kind of gradual shift. And I just love seeing some of these initiatives, like, Big God, Daza and team with like the Quadrillion art project. I'm really impressed with just the lineup of people that were willing to drop on Bitcoin, kind of work within the parameters of the blockchain, and just get involved. These are big artists where you could say, they're taking a bit of a risk. So I love to see it, and I think that's just really the tip of the iceberg.
It's interesting you bring that up, because when I've had conversations with artists from ETH who have come and become part of prints, or even considering just inscribing and dropping a 1 of 1 and sort of dipping their toes in the water, so to speak, I've found that they've been quite, what's the right word? Like, I guess accepting, or kind of like, they kind of knew that their art wasn't, they knew their art was hosted off chain, and they knew that there was, I guess, like an impermanence to that. That's not to say that IPFS and that's amazing technology. Like, we like kid around a lot in this space around, we're calling them, like, we're not calling them NFTs, we're calling them IPFS pointers. And you see like a bit of banter, but like, it's still amazing technology. And it's not to say that, like, ETH has built up amazing network effect. There's heaps of users, there's heaps of amazing artists, and they've been brilliant. But I think that once they realize that, and they see just the simplest, I think I brought this up yesterday, I think that, they see the simplest value prop, not of all the amazing tech and all recursion and all the stuff you've been playing with. Once they find out about that, it's exciting for them. But at its simplest, when they realize that they can at least just preserve something on chain on Bitcoin, regardless of whether it sells, that's what really speaks to them. So it's been funny that, like, I sort of thought that the reaction might be a little bit defensive, but they've just been super, I guess, like, appreciative of just the education and the knowledge and the information that this is a great way for them, like artists who are in this Web3 realm, to essentially preserve their digital legacy. And so, yeah, it's been, the conversations end up really, really great, because it's not like I say, it's not even a sales thing. It's like, this is just the facts. And then it's, really up to you. It'd be great if you'd like to come do it, because it's really beneficial for you as a creator, but then also for your collectors, because they're not going to wake up one day, you know, like with the Goblin Town thing where all the collectors woke up and they had like a middle finger pointing at them rather than the artwork that they thought they owned. So, you know, like I've found it, I've actually found the conversations really great, like really real, and like people are very accepting and really appreciative of that, like just the facts, like you said.
I'd like to hear from someone like Rip Cash, who already has made millions and millions of dollars, released a piece, instantly gets picked up, bidding war left and right. What he thinks about Bitcoin. You know, he just had some big sales, but I think at a certain point, like, you know, those kind of artists, it's like you pursue your passion, and the money kind of like flows that direction because you're so passionate. I don't think people do it I'm sure a lot of people do it for the money, but yeah, I'd like to hear his take on, why they chose Bitcoin, what kind of values they find in having their work on chain, and just kind of their plan going forward. Because like for me, if I have like a really large file, because I still want to do a lot of like Houdini simulation stuff, the people that say it looks like Rafiq's work, but I still might put that on ETH. I don't know. But predominantly I've been focusing on Bitcoin because it's a lot of fun.
That is like probably the biggest qualm with ordinals in general is the quality of the artwork that is on chain. If you're like, I'm super high detailed, like all of the things, like every piece that I create is in 4K because I zoom. Well, my eyesight ain't getting any better, and so I have to zoom in real close to be able to draw and on the tiny iPad when I'm used to a giant ass wall. So, so I have to operate in 4K. That does not represent well. But my workaround is AR and being able to augment the pieces. So like whenever like I drop my ordinal collection, it will be QR codes that will be represented on chain. But what's cool about that, and I know, don't tell me it's going to be a pointer, like, no, I'll tell you right now, I can update that whenever I would like. And that initial thing will be like something that hopefully in the future, it's like, damn, you got Witter's QR, like, or like, I'm sure there'll be another technology in the future as well. But I love I love antiquity. I love analog, and the workaround for me has been AR. And there's a bunch of projects, not really projects, but like just like individuals that have been using AR in order to go around that, like the low quality. But that just for artists in general, and I think that translates the most because they want to see their work at the highest quality. And Lord, there are some out there that, I mean, it matters the canvas type, what kind of, like all of the materials that go into their creation. It's a huge, huge deal. And where that stops is with the file size and being able to adequately represent their artwork. But
have you checked out Recursion? I put a
Billy, I was going to say,
I
Billy, step right up.
I know, and so that just seems labor intensive for me.
Oh, there's a drag and drop solution. I feel like
there is.
Yeah,
this is completely new to me. I don't know that.
You got the wizard Billy here, who doesn't have a wizard, even though I showered with him and made a video about it to get one. But no, Billy's the guy you need to talk to.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, after I put out that project, someone built a tool, and it's really cool because it stitches the image together. But when you like right click save as, it downloads as one file. Like it's really, really clever.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And then I think with the batch inscription, like maybe you can just do all the pieces at once, and that's going to be super cost saving. Right now, everything's cursed, which, it is what it is. I think those could actually still have value when they get blessed. But yeah, I will send you that.
Who's blessing? Can we just like stop the curse and the blessing? Who's doing this and why?
Casey's blessing us.
Atheists are doing this.
Casey.
No, but Billy's right. I was waiting for you to jump in. Like it is super cool the way that you can even then inscribe them all onto this, the same sat, and then, build up to have that final piece, like what they did with Xsulo with that GIF. So there's some cool stuff you can do. It really depends on, I guess, how many layers there are and the costs and whatnot. But it means that you can get Witters, you could get a seriously high quality piece of work out there.
I love that. And so so a lot of this and the permanence of Bitcoin, like you can't play around with it. You can't just just.
Yeah, you can. It's just expensive, and you're going to end up with a lot of fail.
I know. Exactly.
How much is a 1 megabyte JPEG inscription going for these days?
I can pull up a calculator right here.
Curious.
I just go to Google and I type in. I type inscription calculator into Google. I'm looking at it now. Put the size to 1,000 kilobytes, 1 megabyte. And,
do you want to share your screen, Billy? So we can get them to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah, share screen.
Sharing screen.
Hide your history, Billy.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it more centered. There we go.
Oh, is that some alpha right there in the back?
That is alpha, bro. So yeah, I just go to Google, type in inscription calculator. Literally, that's how I'm not even going to use GPT for that one. Size, I usually go, okay, 1,000 kilobytes is 1 megabyte, and I'll check the mempool, right? So,
11 medium priority. So
here's the deal. You can see like in 1 hour, it's going to be 2 sats per byte. 2 sats per vbyte. So if we use that, you can do 1 megabyte for $125. If you wanted to replicate, the entire wizard block, that's $500. Whereas, DGods had to pay $50,000 just as a fee to Luxor mining. Let alone, not to Luxor, just the fee to the blockchain, let alone what they paid to Luxor. So I think that's pretty amazing. And Witters, I just DM'd you. I'll bring that up here too. Ordlify is the company that put this together. Essentially, this was their sample image.
Wait, Billy, sorry, just to clarify, this is for recursion or this is just...
Yeah, this is for recursion. This is a 27 megabyte file. I thought there was an open and new tab feature.
On or.io, bro. Leo won't let you do that.
They essentially cut that piece up into pieces. You could show your what you did, Billy.
We don't have to just use or.io.
Well, Leonidas isn't on today.
Leo's gonna be he's gonna freak out.
He's fine. So you can see the submodules here. It looks like they chopped this one just into like 24 pieces, maybe. And then
what did you cut yours up into? Was yours 120?
Mine was about 400.
Oh, 400, that's right.
Because I wanted it to be kind of a collection. But yeah, their tool is really cool. If you just go to ordlify.com.
So
it's
Billy,
pretty drag and drop.
So essentially, does it do it for? So like, if I upload my image, does it just go ahead and allocate the different pieces, or?
They have it all streamlined. So
nice.
It looks like it's one drag and drop, right? You just drop a huge.
Let me see if Yeah, so let's say I have this 6 megabyte image, drag and drop here, and then you can choose if you want the grid larger, 4 pieces, or if you, that's the thing, like I find there's so much shit going on. There's so much like attention economy that it's hard to keep up with these things.
It's
A lot of,
very hard. I had no idea that this was even a possibility.
yeah, I mean, no one does probably.
Yeah.
I DM'd you the link, by the way.
Thank
So
you.
All they see
average,
on the timeline is ninjas.
so average file size, this is a large image. This is six megabytes. So each slice is going to be about 100 kilobytes. Still, if you wanted to do that and you felt like you were going to get compensated for that, 6 megabytes, you're probably looking at like $750. Yeah, $750. Which, like, compared to $50,000 or something, is really not bad.
And Billy, I think you're right, because if people are valuing what they're putting on chain and they think they're going to get compensated for it, then you're willing to spend it because you're putting it on Bitcoin. That's the whole, I guess, like trade-off. It's like,
Whoa. And
Really,
look at
isn't it?
this, Brett, dude. They're only charging 568. Yeah,
right.
so check that out.
Why is there a $200 difference?
I think they're waiving a fee to attract customers, possibly. There's one other thing I can share just while I have the screen up here, and it's
It comes with music.
so
I love this.
all right, so this is kind of what I've been working on, where I was talking about leveraging the 13.6 gigabytes that have been inscribed onto Bitcoin. So I was like, how can I create an art project on Bitcoin without actually putting more data on it? I'm working with Ordinals bot right now. We're getting the HTML code to about 1 line, so it's going to be like practically non-existent.
Well, calling back all of these.
Yeah, so this, you can see,
Nice.
basically you'll navigate to a website and you'll type in an inscription number. You can see this one is 378, the moon cat. They all animate forever. If you just leave the inscription up on your screen, it'll animate into eternity, which I felt like was very parallel to just kind of Bitcoin as a blockchain. But yeah, you type in the inscription and it's going to use the inscription number as the seed value. So it will always be the same if you keep refreshing. But this is just kind of a little promo I put together with just some inscriptions I found and kind of what they look like. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And that's kind of what I've been.
It looks sick. I would put any one of those on my wall.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, like, it's going to be first come, first serve. So if you want to source, and I can kind of demo it right now. So if you like just wanted to source, like, all right, I'll use Ordo.io. Okay. Go to oldest inscriptions. There's some real gems in here in like the first inscriptions, but let's say we go to Pepe here. I'm going to grab the Ordinal ID, put this here. The inscription number is 11. And all this is going to be, automated essentially. So if you refresh this, that is the art that you get. And it essentially, right now it's kind of fixed to be centered, and no matter what screen it's on, and it just kind of animates into eternity, which I think is pretty cool. So it'll be cool to see like what people use as kind of like the source color data. One thing I found that was cool, if you go to like, let's say largest inscriptions, you're essentially pulling the data from, look at this file, 3.88 megabytes. That's massive. They had to work with a miner, right? I don't see any recursive submodules. So we grab that one, plug it in here.
And will it be once one's been used, it can't be used again?
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah, nice.
the site will tell you if it's been used before. So
What?
yeah,
That's amazing.
so you get a unique piece of generative art, no matter what inscription you type in, going to keep the cost super low, and then you can inscribe on demand. And the kicker is it's going to inscribe randomly on a rare sat from my collection that I'm going to put up. So you could get a block 9, block 78, an uncommon, a vintage. I have some pretty cool blocks that don't get a lot of recognition. Like block 286 that I found. It's the 4th block that's ever moved. No one really cares about it, but I care about block 286. It's pretty dope.
I love that.
But yeah, that's what I've been cooking on. Just something that can be something for the community, get people excited about collecting art on Bitcoin, not break the bank, and just kind of see what happens.
That's awesome, man. I really like it.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I was kind of inspired by it just so happened like Bitcoin Faces had, you go to their site, you type in a SAT name. I don't even think it has to be a SAT name.
No, you just typed in a name and then it just it generated a face for you.
I thought that was really cool. And I think thousands of people have inscribed stuff. So
yeah.
I have a huge bag of Bitcoin Faces. I use it as well, to talk shit, and I was like, bless this little bitch, and I was like, oh look, but I didn't put any spaces, and then it made me like a Bitcoin face of like whatever those letters are. So I did that with multiple people. Don't judge me.
And that was good because that was just all a lot of fun. Like, yeah, we worked with I don't even know if we're allowed to say who it is. Yeah, to get it up and going. And then obviously it was not. Yeah, I'm not sure, Trevor, if we can say. Yeah, no, we can't. Yeah.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. And
no, I can't, man. I imagine. No, well, they're yeah, no, and yeah, Gamma. But then
like
obviously Ordinals bot set it up, and yeah, it was good because it was obviously open to everyone, but working. I think with experts and leather as well.
Billy dropped the mic, man. He showed off this really cool thing.
Right, he's like,
and
then he's getting a beer. He's like,
I'm out. We are over the hour. We run these for an hour out of respect for everybody's time. If there's any just like closing thoughts or anything else you guys would want to say before we end.
I absolutely love this. It's just like talking to my friends. And I learned something new today, and I hope somebody else did. And yeah, it's just dope. And thank you for the space.
Was that somebody in that bar beside you at the very last second?
I'm sorry. The later we go, it's just going to get worse and
worse. Widows, you know what you should do is open your gallery at like 10 o'clock, 10:30, and then they come in, they're a bit drunk, they're willing to spend their money, and you could probably make some art sales for a bit more than you can.
Darling, I operate on that exact premise. And it's why I positioned myself next to a bar.
Wow, smart.
My biggest sales have been around like 9:30, 9 o'clock. Like Square will tell me, like a lucrative hour to be able to sell. 9 to 10 a.m. and then 9 to 10 p.m. is the best time apparently to buy art.
So basically, we need to host more Ordinals happy hours.
Exactly.
Virtual happy hours. Let's go. Gamma.
Yes.
You should sponsor our happy hours.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. In Miami, it's all going to be happening. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, are y'all going?
I'm flying out. I'm making the flight. It'll be dope. I'm excited. It's a long way from Melbourne, but I go Melbourne, LA, which is like 16 hours, and then LA, Miami, which is another 6 or 7.
Damn, the Pacific Ocean is
just
huge.
Fly over the ocean for a long time.
Oh, so excited to meet you.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying it's funny because we were doing. I was working remote with Nick and Nick at Gamma, and it was like around happy hour, and we're like, okay, end of the day, let's grab a beer, wrap up. and we were still in the office, and that's when he's like, have you seen prints yet? Have you bought a print yet? And I was like, no. And then of course we're like, drinking, having a good time, and like, look at all this cool art, and I end up like buying all this art. So it works.
It does, exactly. And Trevor, hats off on your one, dude. That the Bitcoin dominance.
Oh yeah, that one. That was, so the Bitcoin dominance one, that was just like for fun when Bitcoin 3x Ethereum, and it was for free for 24 hours. We almost got 900. It was like 850. So that was fun.
Yeah,
it's like, I think it's like $5 or something like that now. So
is that the floor? Did someone put it at $5 floor?
Yeah, it was at $10 first, and then people paper handing that shit. So
is that on Manifold or is that on Prince?
Prince.
No, dude,
he was a guest.
Yeah,
he was a guest.
And I think the thing is, like, Prince, Gamma, they limit like how frequently the artist can post. I don't know, Brett, if you can talk about.
Yeah,
this.
so like Billy can do. Yeah, it's 1 to 2 a month. Just so it's yeah.
I think it's pretty smart.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty.
Isn't there a physical tie to the event, the Ordinals event, for Gamma? Or
so yeah,
Yeah,
correct. With Waxbones, Waxbones did the art, which is like this gorgeous art, which is also then works as the ticket. And then I thought we'd said everything that was included, but I read through our tweet and I realized that we didn't. So it's a high, like I think at the moment that like that's obviously like an expensive print, but it's the ticket and everything that's involved. So it's about $400, but man, you get more than that value back from buying that. What Waxbones and what Nick and Sarah and everyone and Carol and everyone at Gamma have been setting up for what's involved in owning that is very, very cool. In fact, Billy, I DM'd you yesterday, and Trevor actually, about something around that. So you guys know a little bit about what's involved there, but yeah, make sure you double check your DMs for that.
Yeah, I got to get on that.
Yeah.
Gamma hosted this brunch in Amsterdam, and it was the highlight of my trip. I just absolutely fucking love brunch, and it was just kind of intimate, chill. Love how supportive they are. I'm excited for Art Basel. I've never been, so I'm excited to kind of talk down there on the 7th, and then just kind of enjoy the subsequent events and the 3 days. That part of Miami is like really rich in culture and restaurants and bars and everything. It's awesome. Final thoughts. Just very, very bullish on this community. Glad I have it. It can be isolating out here on the island. So glad I got all these friends. We're gonna get to meet Brett for the first time. So looking forward to that. I should probably buy a plane ticket and accommodations. So,
Witters, do you remember meeting us last year?
Oh.
Oh, dang.
I'm sorry. Okay, the parties at Art Basel are like on a whole different level. Like I walk downstairs at this and you go through security and all the shenanigans. You go downstairs, like ice skating rink, bowling alley, 3 bars, dance floor. Like it's just wild in Miami. Because it's just positioned to be such like a party place. So like every venue is just redonkulous. Chris, you look so darling familiar, but I don't, and I'm
it's
sorry.
All good. We met at the Nifty party because I met you and I met oh my gosh, my mind's drawing a blank. She was here on Tuesday. Why is my mind drawing a blank? I met somebody else that's also on our show at that same party. It's okay. I was having gallbladder issues at the time. I got it out like 2 weeks later, so I couldn't drink. So I was like stone cold sober the entire time, and everybody else was like, by the time we showed the parties, like incoherent.
Yeah.
So I remember everything that happened. So.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Especially if it's like I do really, really well until about 11 p.m. 10 p.m., 11 p.m., probably not the best.
You remember me and Trevor, right?
Winners,
Yes.
winners,
It's not just me.
winners, you've got to be like, yeah, of course, I remember you guys. We had a great time.
Yeah.
I can't lie. You'll know because my face will turn red if I lie.
Yeah.
I remember Wait! Yes! Actually, I do fucking remember this. We were outside. It was the arcade. And we were outside, right? The thing, whatchamacallit? The food truck was out
The
there.
food truck was there. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
There you
Gotcha.
go.
I
There was a
remember.
lot going on at that time, to be fair. That was my first time meeting Wob. Wob was there. And then that was my first time meeting P.O. and Nick and that whole like nifty gang. So it was a lot.
They're underwhelming as a whole, but it's a great community and
Can't disagree there.
yeah. But yeah, no, let's recreate that moment, but at an Ordinals thing.
It's gonna destroy me if I don't remember who I'm thinking of. My mind is blank. Is it Beck? Help me out, Trevor.
Bell?
No.
Bell.
Bell?
Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe
Oh my
I
God,
remember
Bell.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
we met
Bell.
her. We met her. She was there that night. Do you remember Belle from the party? She it was my first time meeting her, and she gave me like a shirt that like was her company, like XYZ News, and like I wore that thing. Like I still wear it all the time.
I love it. No, I love Belle. Belle is one of those staple humans. Like once you meet that type of human, you just have to keep her very dear and near to your heart. Like she's just like chef's kiss. Like God did wonders with that one. I tell you what.
I'm about to cut this part of the section where I cannot believe I forgot her name. My mind was just drawing a blank, but yeah. Anyways, awesome. So yeah, Art Bezel's amazing time. Definitely, if you're watching this, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Billy, Eli, you guys are going to love it. I think so.
Yeah, bummed I won't be there, so I won't be able to meet you, Brett. But
What?
You want to come to Puerto Rico on the way?
Trevor, why?
This is going to be my second time to the States in a year and still no TO. One day.
Just take a 1 hour flight to Puerto Rico. Like, just take a couple extra days. I'll pick you at the airport.
All right. We'll have to work something out unless you make a quick nip up to Miami.
I can't. I can't leave the island.
He's on lockdown. He's on that Coinbase, lockdown.
Brett, I'll bring you some X-Verse swag.
Oh, dope.
Whoa.
Finally.
I guess
Yeah.
Nick didn't.
I need the hat. Nick didn't give me the hat. I need that hat.
You shipped him the hat, so that's funny. Maybe he kept it for himself.
He claimed it. He claimed it himself. He's like, yeah, I'll give this to Brett.
Jan didn't like my hat last night, but
Uh-oh.
the rebrand's
Oh.
fresh. I mean,
Uh-oh.
hey, look at the rebrand of Twitter. Everyone still calls it Twitter. It's not working.
I can't call it X. You just can't even write X.
Can't do
Like,
it.
oh, check out my X profile. It's kind of
It feels
doesn't work
very
for me.
forced, not very natural.
That was one of my favorite parts of Art Basel was the NFT swag, because at that time I had like 0. So to like actually get like merch with stuff on it, like it was pretty cool. It's fun.
And if you come at me with stickers, I now have a use case for them. So before I would have roasted you. Now I'm adorning the inside of my paint trailer. So like I have a trailer that like has my logo on it and everything. So I'm okay with you giving me stickers now. Please give me all the stickers.
Well, you heard it here. If you see Witters, go give her a bunch of stickers.
Give us stickers.
With all that being said, I think that we're going to conclude the show. I was going to play the promo one more time, but I lost it for the ninja alerts.
Yeah, I got to get top 100, so I got to go, y'all.
Yeah, 150. You did 150 in like one day, so you guys remember that because there's like less than 2 days left for that first snapshot. With that being said,
Wait, what? Wait, no, back up. Hold on. What snapshot and where?
Okay,
Don't worry about it. It's not important.
For the Pizza Ninjas, there's going to be the mint, but right now it's the pre-sale.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to be in the pre-sale, you have to be top 300 in the leaderboard. And the snapshot for top 100 is in 48 hours from now. So if you go to ninjaalerts.com/ordinals, there's a list of quests you can grind. You can grind hard, and you can. Billy got from like 0 to top 150, I guess, yesterday or today. So it's achievable.
One of the
Oh,
quests
Rocky
is just,
says that he's going to send me a referral code.
hey,
He's trying to grind up. You get free.
Yeah,
you get a bunch of free
gets
stuff.
50 points from that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
that don't matter. I'm about to own all you.
Billy's like, use my referral
Look,
code.
yeah, Witters.
I don't even know.
Witters, to be fair, I sent you the DM about the recursive, just
Billy-
use my referral code.
yeah.
And if you invite 6 friends, Chris is gonna send you some of his coffee in the ninja bag.
I might hand deliver it to you at Miami if I make it down to Miami this year.
I
So
love
not gonna
it.
promise that, but we'll see if I can get everything in. But
Y'all come to my wall on 26 Northwest in the cross section of First Northeast.
You're gonna have to say that again. Tweet it.
Is
Tweet
this
it.
in South
tweet it.
Carolina or is this in Miami?
No, this is in Wynwood, Florida, like Miami.
okay.
Nice. Yeah, I want to see
Chris,
it.
do you want to show your coffee, like the screen share? Did you guys see Chris's
Yeah,
coffee?
I'll share it.
Does Chris do coffee?
I do coffee. Chris
Yeah,
does.
I never heard that.
He runs a coffee business.
Is his name? Does he? Oh, curious.
It's not just Chris Coffee for fun.
Yeah, it's on brand.
I know. I'm looking forward to finally my first Chris coffee one day.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Next event I come to, I think I'm gonna bring a bunch of coffee and just kind of
Do
like
it.
hand it out. I think I dropped the ball in the first year.
You would be an actual hit especially at the end of the night, because that's what I love. Especially if you're partaking in festivities. Like if you have a nice a cup of coffee, you feel better about your life decisions.
I feel that.
You heard it here first.
Sorry, I was trying to actually find the. I was originally seeing about post about it, but I'm gonna go to the site real quick. Trevor put me on the spot. I was ready for the promo again for the Ordinals tracker.
Yeah, the portfolio tracker I'm pretty excited about. It takes a while to load, but it's understood.
Hey, Trevor.
Oh, we fixed that. Our servers had a huge load yesterday from the announcement, and it's like that page actually usually took a little while to load. It took a few seconds, and then it was taking like a minute and 10 seconds last night. But we fixed it. It's instant now, so you should be good.
Hey,
well,
hey, Trevor, is the set going to be like recursive, or will they be put together off chain and then inscribed as complete?
Oh yeah, they're recursive. Yeah.
Here's
You're
my
inscribing the traits.
my Ninja's coffee that I use the beautiful art by Boozy on. It's going to be, of course, like orange bags for Bitcoin themed, single origin roast, and really excited this will be the first time using. This is one of the first ordinal IP uses that I've seen. Period. So I'm really excited to do it with Ninjas. Of course, this is my roasting setup. We host local art. So I have a brick and mortar coffee shop, and we actually host local art at our coffee shop that we
Nice.
that we sell for the artist. And this is my actual coffee shop.
You need some Witters in there and some Billy.
I love it.
I would love. I started off roasting, but yeah. Anyways, that's the Ninja's coffee that I'm looking forward to.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm still trying to grind to the coffee. I'll get there. If Witters uses my referral link, I can get.
I got you.
Billy,
I
that
got
was
you.
Billy. Was that an on purpose double entendre?
I mean, no pun intended.
All right.
Billy is too beautiful to do double entendres, and we're just gonna pretend that no matter what he says, nothing has another meaning.
But I thought, hey Billy, are you a dad, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got a 3-year-old.
Yeah. So Billy,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
dad too. We're allowed to
Yeah.
make those. We can make puns with no consequence.
I got a lot of dad jokes.
Yeah.
They're some of them hit, but most of them fall flat. But
Hey, look, I
You
have a
miss all the
3-year-old.
shots you don't
I have a
take.
3-year-old as
so-
well, and I have a tabby, which I see in your
Yeah.
background.
this guy,
Yeah,
Look at that guy.
I hate mine.
Wait, are you doing like a machine gun? Like a
this is Danger. Can you say hi?
danger?
That's a good name.
So somebody told me that the tabbies, they apparently used to be like Viking cats, where people would breed them and see who could have like the biggest tabby. and that's why a lot of them are big. I don't know if that's a myth or not, but my tabby is like really big, so I just assume that is true, and that I own a Viking cat, even though I don't like him.
Yeah, he has a big primordial pouch. That's what it's called. Their belly that swings.
Venus insulation there.
He's fat. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining, guys. I am going to play the one more time our new feature for the portfolio tracking. Appreciate you guys so much. You're welcome back literally every week. Anytime you want to come back, feel free to come back. And here we go.